Hey guys, it's Limbo. This is going to be my Magik tutorial, Magik guide. As a former top 50 Magik, top 0.5% in ELO right now, I just wanted to give y'all some tips just so y'all can get better at Magik. Some things that I wish I would have known when I was first learning Magik. First, to begin, Magik is very much a freestyle character. There is never one correct combo or one correct engage, one correct way to play Magik. You should always be adapting based on cooldowns, enemy positioning, and support abilities. If they are running Luna and Cloak and Dagger, and let's say Mantis in the backline, they have a lot of CCs and a lot of sustain back there. You're probably not going to be able to just dump your cooldowns back there and get a pick every time. You're going to farm ult off the tanks, brawl for most of the match, and once you get ult, then you go back there, get picks, help your team. Now let's say in the backline there's a Invis and a Rocket. Both of those supports combined have 1 CC and they don't have a lot of movement. You should be diving and abusing that all game. Let's start with my settings. My settings are nothing crazy, and your settings do not have to be anything crazy to play Magik. My settings are 295 horizontal and 256 vertical. And when you go into advanced, none of this is changed. Classic curve 550030. Nothing in here is changed except turning aim assist off. You should not have aim assist on when using Magik. It messes up your dashes. Let's talk about combos for Magik. There are situational combos, right? There are combos that you can use for TTK, which is time to kill, and there are combos that you can use when you're trying to reserve cooldowns so you can get out if the other team is peeling really well. So the first combo I want to talk about is the TTK combo. The combo that I feel most comfortable using, the combo that probably has one of the fastest time to kills in the game for Magik, which is Portal, Demon, Primary, Melee, Uppercut. If you want to see it in full speed now, it will look something like this. Right, and then you can obviously continue with the other 2 cooldowns, 3 cooldowns that you have left if they're getting healed really well. I would not dump all of your cooldowns into a support, which is what we're going to talk about with this cooldown reserve combo. When I use this, it's more when the other team is peeling really well. Let's say if they have a Bucky and an Elsa or a Thing or a Dino maybe or an Emma, right? And I need to be able to get out constantly because they're going to be chasing me around the map the entire match as soon as I touch the backline, right? What I like to do is Portal, Demon, Primary, Projectile, right? You want to see it again? Demon, Primary, like, you feel me? Like, easy, it's very simple combo, but it keeps a portal and your dash, which is a key tool for getting out of backlines when somebody's peeling. So you don't want to always force your dash into your combo because sometimes, most of the time, it's not even going to be necessary unless you need to kill a support fast. When you're engaging, there are some things that you need to do before you engage. You should be looking at their backline for a smooth 4 seconds if you're actually setting up for a dive. But before I go too much deeper into this, Magik is a freestyle character. You can go from brawling in the front line, see an out of position support, and just go right away, right? If you have enough cooldowns to do so. But that's what I mean about Magik being a hybrid is so good, because you can literally go from brawling or tanks, see an out of position support, portal over there, get a quick kill, and then go back right to brawling their tanks. And you basically just won the team fight by yourself. What I want to talk about is you should be tracking cooldowns before you even get into the backline. Know what they have. Cloak freeze, Luna freeze. If Luna has the White Fox team up or not. The White Fox ability, right? Does White Fox have her melee form? Mantis sleep. How many dashes does Rocket have? Right? There are certain ways to approach each support. Luna doesn't have movement ability, right? So you don't really have to save your dash for, if you want to use your dash in the combo, you don't have to save it for anything. Now, if it's a support like Rocket with 2 dashes, Gambit with 2 dashes, you obviously want to force pressure onto them, they're going to dash to get away from you 90% of the time. Gambit might try to fight you a little bit, but if you're losing a 1v1 to Gambit before he uses his dash, let's get back to the drawing board. But what I like to do is force Rocket to use both of his dashes, then use my uppercut, because he can't go nowhere. But if somebody peels within the time of me baiting his cooldowns out, that's when I use my uppercut to get away. That's why I say save your uppercut. It's a great disengage ability. Now let's talk about disengagements. My rule of thumb is if I mess up a combo, if I already know I'm not going to get the kill after I finish this entire combo, I just get out immediately. There's no point in you trying to finish the combo if you know you're not going to get the kill. The moment the other support starts to peel for their other support and they start patty caking, I get out. The moment a DPS or a tank starts to peel, I usually either get out or I start brawling. Sometimes it depends on how much health you're losing and how hard they're peeling, but sometimes you can just go straight from diving to brawling. Otherwise, you're diving and then you just want to get out, get to your backline, get some heals right away. But I want to emphasize this again. Magik is very much a freestyle character. These tips are not going to work in every single situation. You need to be good enough on Magik where you can read the situation on your own and decide what's going to get you the most value. The next thing that I want to talk about is the placement of your demons. Your demons are basically the MVP of your entire kit. There is not a lot of things in your kit that can even compete with how much value the demon gets you. The demon is going to be the main source of your overshield, the main source of your damage, really, right? Brawling and diving. It blocks damage when you hide behind it. Like, let's say a Wanda is chasing you, you put your demon down, it can block that damage, right? Demons are the MVP. But you need to know where to place them. Let's say there's a support right here. There's a support right here. And they're moving around, Let's say they're moving this way. I do not want to come up, put my demon right here. They're just going to walk this way. Their team's over there. I want to put my demon right here, force them this way. Now they have to walk through my demon to get to their team. You want to play where you're going to force the supports to stay in your demon, right? You don't want to put your demon down, walk in front of your demon. Now they're walking backwards away from your demon. Force them to play in your demon. Same thing, that goes for DPS 1v1s. That goes for when you're 1v1 in a tank. This is why Magik is consistently has the highest win rate, because she wins these isolated 1v1s. She should always, there are only a select few characters in the game that can really mess with Magik in a 1v1. You should be able to beat 90% of the roster consistently in a 1v1, with the exception of maybe a good BP, a good Black Cat, a good Daredevil, and a good Thor. Placing demons on chokes. I'll put a clip of me doing this, but placing demon in chokes and on chokes is going to get you so much value when your team is playing in one and when your team is holding one, because they are going to be forced to play in your demons. Now, the next thing I want to talk about in this video is going to be texts. Certain texts that you should be using on Magik all the time. So obviously, the melee weave. There's one specific time that you should not be using the melee weave, and it is when there are a mass amount of people in front of you. Like, let's say you're fighting like 3 people at a time. You want to just be constantly swinging your sword like this, because it's going to hit all of them at the same time, and you're going to get the most amount of overshield out of it. This little melee isn't going to do nothing when you're fighting 3 people. When you're brawling and you're kind of just like going around the point, that's when it's okay to just swing your sword. But every other situation, you should always be doing the melee weave. Now, another tech that I want to talk about is the uppercut animation cancel. You can cancel Magik's uppercut when you fly into the air. So normally it would look like this. You go up in the air with them, you usually can get a free hit in. But when you're diving, people like Luna or Mantis or White Fox, they're going to want to CC you out of your combo. Then you're going to get peeled for, you're going to get taken care of. To prevent that from happening, you can cancel the uppercut animation by doing a portal. Something, it should look like this. Then you can place a demon down, whatever you want to do, and continue your combo. Now, by doing that, you still got all of your damage from it, and as soon as you hit the uppercut, you immediately enter an iframe, so they're not going to be able to freeze you, they're not going to be able to charm you, they're not going to be able to sleep you, they're wasting their abilities, and you're probably going to be behind them now with the demon. Now, I want to talk about the Kinbaru called it the Black Flash tech, where you one-shot supports out of ultimates. This is a very, depending on how you do it. If you ult, and then a support ults, and then you try to do it, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. But I've seen some Magics ult after the support ults, trying to one-shot them out of their ult. That is very high risk, high reward, considering that you could just waste your entire ultimate if you don't hit it, or if they just get peeled for it even a little bit. Like, I would not recommend doing that. I don't even hit that too consistently. The window has gotten so small for that tech, it's ridiculous, especially if you're playing on console like I am. I just got a monitor, so I just got to 120 frames, and before, trying to hit that tech on anybody except Invis and Jubilee was ridiculous. But if you feel comfortable doing it, I would definitely recommend trying it, but also trying it safely. If the other team pops a support ult and you don't, so you have basically no sustain, don't do that. You're going to get grabbed by Emma, you're going to get CC'd, you're going to have no heals, and you're just going to die in your ult. Unless you're hiding behind a wall or something, I would not recommend standing in front of the whole team trying to charge up your thing to kill a support. I would not personally recommend it. If you want to try it, do you. But I would recommend just staying alive until the support ult ends, and then trying to get the value with the couple seconds you have left in your ult. Now, speaking of ults, ultimate tracking, this goes for any DPS in the game, any tank, any healer, but ultimate tracking is so important. Magik probably has one of the highest value ults in the game. It's a 12-second ultimate that does huge burst and AoE damage. Right, you are going to be able to shred the entire team at the same time and get unreactable kills. There are certain combos with the Black Flash tech, Portal, Whirlwind, Dash tech. You can basically kill people instantly, and they won't be able to do anything about it. So you're going to want to get value out of your ult. I would recommend always keeping your ult for last until both of the other team support ults. The last thing I want to talk about is counters and when to swap. The best tech I can teach y'all for Magik is swapping off Magik. She is a great character. She can fit into plenty of comps and play into plenty of enemy team comps, but know when to swap off Magik. I have a 63% win rate in comp with Magik right now, which is on the low end because I haven't been switching off Magik. Their games have been close. I probably could have switched to something else to get more value for my team. And this is where it trips up a lot of Magics, because you can be in the back line getting kills, right? Killing the back line every single time, but if the other team is killing your back line faster, it's not really doing anything. Your team's just going to get diffed. Let's say they have a Namor Bucky. That's going to force you to slow your play down. You're going to have to wait for cooldowns to be used, wait for squids to go away. You're not going to get as many dives in. You're going to have to get out a lot faster. It's just going to put so much more pressure on you that's completely unnecessary when you can just swap to a different character and get 10 times more value just by being there. Swapping off Magik is okay. It's okay to swap off the character. And that is why Magik consistently has the highest win rate, because Magik mains will swap off the character. When their character is not working, they will swap off. I have seen Spider-Man mains and BP mains run the entire, no shade, but I've seen them run it down the entire game when they're getting hard countered instead of just swapping. I rarely see Magics do that. No glaze. But just don't force Magik into things that aren't going to work. Mastering these fundamentals, mastering these techs, thinking about these things when you're diving with Magik, when you're brawling with Magik, I promise you, you are going to hit Grandmaster, you are going to hit Celestial, you're going to hit Eternity very soon. Magik is very much not mechanically induced. She's not a hard character to learn mechanically. But it's way more about game sense and knowing what you're doing when you're getting in and getting out. Once you get that down, you're gonna run lobbies. That's when all the fancy clips start coming. That's when the 1v6s start coming. That's when everything starts coming to you. So yeah, that was my Magic guide. I really hope y'all enjoyed. I hope you take these things to heart, and y'all will be up there with me in my elo getting diffed by me very soon. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I appreciate y'all for watching this far. If y'all did, please like, follow. If I post this on YouTube, subscribe. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video.